Welcome, good evening then. It was slightly delayed due to some network issues. Round 9 of Assetto Corsa Competizione with FTRL here on the PlayStation 4. We're having all sorts of fun tonight by the look of it. So we're at Kyalami this week, down in South Africa, and we've got some lovely weather. I believe the forecast was 20% chance of rain, but obviously that's happened in quali. Looking at the forecast at the top there, it should be getting drier towards the end of the session, so we might see sometimes start to tumble as we get later on in this session. Unfortunately, only the 13 with us tonight. Obviously missing a few of our regulars, but anyway, we'll hopefully have some good racing to bring to you as we come towards the end of the season here. Season 2, as Sweeney looks to defend his crown. As you can see, scrolling across the top, he is our current championship leader by just 5 points from flying Frome. That's not easy to say. Bit of a switch around last time at Hungaroring, so Sweeney had a bit of a shocker. Managed to recover as best he could, but just really struggled to get up the order and lost sort of 4 or 5 points to his rival. So brought the title a lot closer than he would have expected, and if there's rain tonight, then this could really go anyway. It's hard to predict. You're never quite sure which car's going to do what in the rain. Hopefully there's no one in any Audis, because I remember last season in the Audi, it's horrendous, that car in the rain. So let's just enjoy these guys getting themselves warmed up and try and feel the track out. Can't imagine too many of them will have been practicing in the wet either, so probably a fairly new experience for everyone. Just watch Taco. He certainly had some good results in the wet that we've seen before. I'm just organising things. We'll just pop out my YouTube chat, so I hope they can see if anyone says anything. See where's Taco on the track now. He's coming up to us, and very nice part of the track here. This little right-hander here and he's had a big slide on that one, but it's a big sausage curve on the inside that you really don't want to be anywhere near. It will send you absolutely flying off. I wonder if Taco's going to be the first one to set a lap then. Actually, 5 minutes into this session, or 4 minutes into this session. Yeah, there we go. First lap, 1:49. Sweeney then coming up behind him. Goes a second slower. Trip pops it onto second. Bonus Town seems to be next. It's been an interesting one for the Lamborghini driver. See how he gets on. That's a good lap time, that. Nice lap for a man in a Lamborghini. Looks like Cablo just crossed the line but didn't set a time. So while we've seen Sweeney pop a lap in, let's go and watch the other main championship contender anyway, Flying Frome. As he heads up towards the hairpin here at Kyalami. Tricky little corner, this one. Until you get the rhythm of it, there's a bit of a blind crest, and then you could brake in without really seeing where the corner is. So you've really got to trust your machinery. Trust you've not missed your mark, otherwise you are sort of heading straight off. That Lamborghini's looking a bit twitchy on the brakes, trying to get it slowed down to this right-hander, and off towards the one with the big sausage curb on the inside. Stays well away from that by the look of it. And then over to the right for this final left-hander. Power down on where's Flying Frome going to put his car, or is he even on a lap? Let's soon find out. In fact, he goes up to second, so that's where he's going to want to be, somewhere 8/10 ahead of Sweeney so far. So nice intro there for Flying Frome to this wet track. Like I say, looks like that from the forecast it's going to get drier over the quali session, so we may well see times start to fall. Sweeney's just been off the track. I wonder if he hit the sausage curb. have a look on Cablo. See everyone taking it very easy around there. Surely someone will whack that, just trying to take too much on a quali lap. Mosquito then. I assume he's had some issues on his outlap there. See what he's setting this time round. Certainly 4 seconds off the pace is not where he would expect to be. Still, yeah, not there, 3.5 seconds. So you should be used to this sort of weather. This is average day in Scotland, but obviously not quite the same when you're driving a multi-100 horsepower car around a racetrack. Blue flag looks like he's next to cross the line. Around that final corner, I might pull up a track map in a bit and see if we can't see if there's any corner names or numbers. Blue flag then goes up and he sets the same time as Tritt. Who also improved. I missed Tritt's slight improvement. Toko's still provisional pole then. We've got this race tonight, and then next week, in theory, is going to be the season finale, which is going to really test them. They're going to have 2 hours of racing around Spa, so that's going to be a big one for anyone's concentration to keep going. Focus on tonight, because this is where people are going to want to set themselves up for that final. I don't know if there's any extra points on offer, or if it's your standard 20 for the win, 19, 18, 17. So relatively simple point system. There's also a point going for pole. And speaking of pole, Ponish Town has set a beauty of a lap there, a 48.666 to go ahead by half a second. Let's just pop down with unsafe release then. So we'll have a quick look on the track map, see if I can work out what these corners are called. Now these seem to be, yeah, these are the S's. Simple enough. And then you come up the hill to this hairpin, which seems to be called Leeuwkop. Now I apologise to any Afrikaans who may or may not be listening into this, but I do not know how to pronounce that word. And I've been disconnected from the server. Hopefully this isn't going to be happening a lot. I know we've had issues tonight. I've already been kicked out once, other drivers have been as well, so hopefully that's not going to be a theme for the night, but I'll go and reconnect and come back to you in a minute. Well, amazingly, we're back in time just for the start of the race. That was a bit of a fraught effort of trying to get back into a server, but we are back now and just have to try and quickly catch up with what happened in qualifying. So it looks like Trit was pole, yeah, Taco second, blue flag third. We just joined them as they're about to get going. Taco looks like he's got a great drive, and also the Lamborghini there of Ponish Town is up, and he looks like he's pushing for second place already. Let's watch these guys as they go down towards turn one. Big braking zone. Please, everyone, keep it nice and clean. Mosquito looks like he's going around the outside, and everyone seems like they got their very fairly clean there to starter. Fortunately, a couple of guys started for the pit. Oh, big hit from blue flag onto Ponies. Looks like he got away with that one. Yeah, a couple of guys started from the pits. Some menu issues, I believe. So up front, it's Taco leads from Trit, Ponish Town third, blue flag fourth, Sweeney fifth. And he's trying to make his way through. Frome is stuck. Looks like he's down in maybe eighth. Yeah, eighth on the screen there. Well, it's good to be back anyway. Hopefully this will last for a while. But Ponish has got blue flag up the inside now, and Sweeney going around the outside. He's found some right pace at the start of this race. Just looking at the forecast. So we can see actually the rain is going to get heavier in this initial stage of the race. Oh, Sweeney looks like he's really gone for one there. Someone got it slowed down. Great effort under brakes. And Ponish Town hits a little puddle, goes off. It's back on the track, fortunately. No damage done there, but Sweeney's gone absolutely flying, so he's up into third already. Flying Frome still down in eighth. Is a bit of a bottleneck just at the minute. I look at it at the start of this race. Well, that's one whole lap of Kyalami done. Luckily we got back in time for it. Up front, Taco leads Trit, Sweeney flag in fourth, Ponage in fifth, and he's got unsafe release right behind him. Movement down towards this braking zone at turn one. Watch out for the contact. So kept it clean, nicely done. Oh, that wasn't too clean. Just let him know you're there. It sounds as all the cars go flying past us there. Towards the top of the hill now. So this is the battle for fifth. There's a lot of cars interested in it. The front, Taco still leads Trit by look at it. Yeah, car 3 and 7. Yeah, just checking that one. Sweeney leads blue flag. And from a championship point of view at the minute, then this is great news for Sweeney. Gaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 points on Frome at the minute. Yeah, Taco is a bit of a raid master. I say that Trit went off. I missed Trit going off. There's a shame. I'm not quite sure where that happened, but he's all the way now at the back now. So now Taco's got a 5-second lead over Sweeney. Let's go back up to this battle then between an awful lot of cars for what is now fourth place because Trit's spun off. Ponage, big slide. Oh, how he's kept hold of that and get that on the road, I don't know. That was fantastic. I'm sure he will appreciate all this screen time as everyone's driving up behind him. That was a great save. I've got to admit that. Not what you ought to be doing, but yeah. So at the minute, Sweeney picking up, now going to a 10-point lead in the championship. That's going to take some coming back at Spa if it stays this way. Yeah, we'll just we'll stay with these guys battling. That's where all the action is. So Taco driving off. He's got Sweeney 4 and a bit of seconds behind again. That gap's increasing. Unsafe release has got past Ponage and is off. He's going to try and catch up to blue flag, and then we've got this battle then between Blue Mosquito and Ponage. We're almost Almost like they're lining up to take the turn to try and get past him. Left-hander, right-hander up the hill then towards the hairpin. A few different lines on show there. See people finding different places to get some grip. So many cars there. Has Tritt been off again? Can't quite tell. I feel like he wasn't as far back as that just before, but maybe he was. So Mr. Grumpy at the back there, looks like he's just pulling a gap on Lee Cole, the two guys who had some, what do you call them, technical issues. Basically the game menu locked up and they couldn't manage to enter, unfortunately. And there we go already, look at that, we are 3 laps in. Just flying by this race. Bonage actually pulled a little gap there off the last corner to Blue Mosquito. We'll focus on a different car for a minute, because I feel like we've watched Bonage now for the last 2 or 3 laps. So let's focus on Flying Throne. He's got Cablo looking very interested in the back of his car. Now we do have some turn numbers, excellent. Much easier than trying to say the names. Turn 6, which of course is Sunset, nice easy one to say. It's in fact only the hairpin, which I won't bother to try to call by its name. Safe release, looks like he had an interesting moment coming off the corner there at Clubhouse. Turn 7. Left is in the S's, this left and right for 8 and 9. And they come up the hill for this hairpin, which is a blind braking zone, so you are guessing, especially in the rain, it's going to be difficult for these guys, as it's going to be getting... Cablo's got a bit wide. As it looks like it's getting wetter over the next few minutes. That's going to be interesting for them, trying to pick where their brake point needs to be. And it's turn 13, which is the Crocodiles. That's looks like 13 and 14 seem to be called the Crocodiles. 14 is just this little left into Cheetah, which is the right-hander with the sausage curb of death. And down to turn 16, which is your final turn here at Kyalami. So Sweeney has caught a bit up to Taco now. That gap's down to 4. It was 4.7 that I saw. He's pulling away from blue flag. Yeah, Bonage is back on the back unsafe release now. So obviously safe release having a few issues, he says. He's missed his brake point there down into turn 1. 2 in fact, that is the kink. Turn 1, the little right-hander on the straight, it's barely even a turn. That's then 3, 4, then the left-hander there at Barbecue. It's 5. Great turn name. Just look at that track map. I don't know how well you can see it on the stream, but it's just every car there. So you've got Bonage down, unsafe release, Blue Mosquito, Flying Throne, Cablo, Prototype, Steph, and Duo Finn, and even catching up to them is Tritt. So we've got 7 cars all at the same part of the track. Down at the back there, unfortunately missed it, but looks like Mr. Grumpy's had a spin and Lee Cole's got past him. Gap between Sweeney and Taco's starting to sneak down as well, he says, as it just goes back up. It's below 4 seconds now anyway. One to try and keep an eye on. The main battling on track is definitely these guys, as there is a lot of them looking very interested in each other. Safe release is Porsche. It's Porsche, the tricky car to drive. Blue Mosquito has a big look at him. It's a tricky car to drive in the wet, the Porsche. The dry rather. So. Looks like Cablo's just dropped off the back of Throne for a minute. He's got Steph and Duo Finn for company. Tritt is closing up on them. Yeah, that gap between Taco and Sweeney now 4.3, having said that, so put the mockers on Sweeney. Yeah, it's still wet and getting wetter as that looked late as well. I'm not quite sure how they avoided contact, but somehow got it slowed down. Grumpy's off again, I just noticed. Yeah, Mr. Grumpy is off at the back of the circuit. Oh, he's off heavily. He's off heavily and stuck. No, he's back on. He's reset it to the pit lane. Oh, Ponage. There's a bit of a back end moment. Unsafe release. Looked like he had some fun there as well. That's, yeah, Sunset, the right hander. Now turns 8 and 9 here at the S's. So we just seem to have two groups now forming. But these four, it's the four behind them with Cablo, Steph, Duo, and Trip. Well, I say that Cablo's off the track. Just noticed, yeah. So there's Cablo off the track, unfortunately. That's the way it goes in these conditions. Very tricky. Just catch a puddle or something, it does just send you. Hopefully it's not too many puddles out there because it's not flooded the track, it is just wet. So Blue Flag's looking very interested in Sweeney from what I can see there. Yeah, looking very interested indeed. Someone else is off the track. That's Trit is off the track again. So they are all still struggling to find their way as these conditions change lap by lap. Where are we now? So Ponage, Blue Mosquito's got past unsafe release. Flying From still down there in 7th. He's going to want to get a move on. Easier said than done. Blue Mosquito as he's got unsafe release right behind him. Yeah, the Rainmeister showing his class again by the look of it. Tocco leads by nearly 6 seconds now. Of course, we're only 6 laps into this race, so even anyone can do that maths. Blue Flag still looking very interested in Sweeney on the timing, not that close to him coming into the hairpin. Try and get back with that battle a bit. And say, speak of how far ahead Tocco is, these guys are what, nearly 18 seconds back after 3 laps. I know they've been battling, but unsafe release looks like it's a nice run on Blue Mosquito. I'll focus on that one as they go side by side into this nice little left-hander mine shaft. Oh, Frome! What's going on? Everyone's all over the place, so I don't know if Ponage brakes a bit unusually and threw him off. So Frome looks like he's backed out of that move. He was passed for a minute. Yeah, that gap that Tocco's got is just fantastic. Great driving. You see he's already up at turn 5 as these guys are crossing the line. Oh, safe release goes deep, very deep. And Blue Mosquito will come through, and we'll just watch him come back on the track. Yeah, nice and safe. He's going to have some dirt on his tyres from going out that far, but that's an easy position for Frome. Yeah, just interested with these guys. If it carries on, best part of 21 seconds, 3 seconds a lap. Quick maths, 100 and... Well, they need to be, I'm trying to work out if he's going to lap them. So he needs to be a minute 50 basically faster than him over the course of the hour. So if he times what the current gap is by 3, it's probably not going to be enough, is it? So 20 seconds times... Yeah, it'll be 80 seconds, yeah, so I think they should be okay. That would be a bit embarrassing, but you never know. It's happened before. Oh, that's brave. Cameron done that. Follow the cars. Chrome's on the grass. Yeah, side by side through there in the dry is not the best choice. In the wet, it's almost suicidal. He needs one of them to back out, and clearly neither of them wanted to. Chrome looked like he just turned in a bit early then. I think he thought better of that left-hander. Joe Finn's caught up to the back of them now. Oh, he's got a horrible drive. That looked like Chrome went absolutely nowhere. In fact, he didn't. Joe Finn gets past Flying Chrome. The main challenger for the title struggling here. As we just look at these standings as they come across the top. I can't remember quite where. I think Taco's in third place, but I think he's quite a long way back. Obviously, he's only gaining 1 point on Sweeney here tonight as well. So, yeah, in fact, so Taco would be. Well, he's 13 behind, so he'd be 12 in front, and be about the same as well. So. Sweeney could almost not turn up next week and get away with it. Let's go up with Ponage then, who's got Blue Mosquito up behind him. Safe release, just bouncing around on the curbs again. We'll have to follow Taco at some point, I think. Well, Blue Mosquito just drives past Ponage, gets a beautiful run out the S's towards the hairpin. Just drives past him. That's then fourth place for Blue Mosquito. That gap for, just saying about Taco, that gap for Taco has dropped into 6 seconds, so I wonder if he's had a little issue on that lap. Just outbraked himself or hit a patch. Oh, I've just seen the weather forecast up in the top corner, and it's still getting wetter, and we're about to get some thunderstorms in the next few minutes, and the track could well be flooded soon, and that's going to make for some great fun. Flying Chrome pits, I wonder if he's got some damage then. A bit of damage, maybe some issues with tyre pressures. Something's not working on his car though. Drives through Mr. Grumpy into his pit box. We'll go and have a look then back at Ponage Town, who's got unsafe release right behind him. He's getting a lot of airtime as Ponage, and his unsafe release does go just up the inside. Let's move that into turn 5. The easiest place to put an overtake on someone. Duo Finn's looking racy now. That's the car's obviously come to him. He says Joe Finn's gone very wide. Come back on the track fine though. Really don't want to be going out on the grass too much when it's wet, and as it's getting heavier and heavier, the thunderstorms, potentially the flooded track on the way, and that's when it does become lethal. You can just be driving normally and hit a puddle, so keep an eye out for that. No, I was just going to say, that gap between Sweeney and Blue Flag has extended an awful lot. So, Blue Flag may have had the issue I was just referring to. There's the gap. Just to watch at the minute. Whoa, Duo Finn looks at the inside. Oh, Pony just well, he's messed up somewhere there. We'll just watch him bounce across the track. Back we come. Blue Flag then into the pits. So again, I wonder if some of these guys aren't happy with their tyre pressures. Just try and get a bit more air in it. The main problem with this is trying to get any kind of temperature in your tyres. It'll be absolutely stone cold. As it's getting wetter and wetter, tricky. Apparently we are at the thunderstorms now, so the weather forecast tells me. So it's absolutely heaving down, and still it tells me it's getting heavier and heavier. It'll be almost red flag conditions soon. come off Pone Ridge. In fact, let's go and have a watch of Taco. Let's see how the Rainmeister does it. Well, it seems to have just calmed down a bit. Just keep an eye on that battle with Duo and Steph on the radar. I feel like I don't get the guys when they lead by a long way. We don't get to see them much, which is a shame for them because it's nice to be in the lead of a race. It's been a while since I've done it, but oh, this is why we don't put these guys on the track very often. It puts some pressure on them, a bit of commentator's curse. And Sweeney's got 13 seconds, the gap back to Sweeney, so I wonder if Sweeney's had an issue, because yeah, Blue Mosquito's been catching up to Sweeney as well, because that gap was up to around 11-12 seconds the other lap. Let's see where Sweeney's up then, and he's 12 seconds back now. So yeah, that was turn 2, this little right-hander you turn 3, left-hander turn 4. Most of them you don't really notice, they're all full throttle as you're sort of coming through them. You're at low enough speeds anyway. Big long right-hander. Always tempting you to get on the power a bit too early, try and force you wide, but Taco of course knows this track and knows the conditions well enough to not fall for that sort of shenanigans from the track designer. Now then, I've just noticed there that Flying Foam has come out of the pits ahead of Blue Flag. By quite a long way, in fact. So, yeah, Blue Flag must have had a crash, must have had some damage to fix up there. It's been a long way, he was up in 2nd or 3rd place, wasn't he? So, that's an interesting problem for him. Good for Frome. He'll want to see a bit more of that. He'll want everyone else to just fall off the track as well. But anyway, we sort of discussed that one nicely. We got to watch a lap with Taco, current race leader and Rainmaster. He avoids the curb this time, doesn't want to go too wide. Let's go back then with this battle between Duo and Prototype Steph, which is the closest battle on track. The Ferrari taking on, I think that's the Aston Martin. And looking at the weather, it's now settled. We're not getting any heavier. It's just awful, awful rain. Perhaps maybe where the lower graphics of the PlayStation might help. I did a race on this on PlayStation PC. It was just a white screen all the race. It was basically just driving into a white screen as the spray was hitting everywhere. It was exhausting on the eyes. Perhaps the lower graphics on the PlayStation might be a benefit in conditions like this. Although you would want to see any puddles that you hit. Just creeping round now. Track is still wet, not flooded. Good for them. Not expecting a dry line to appear anytime soon. The temperature's dropped a bit as well. It seems like it's gone. I think it was 29 when I last looked. So again, just playing a bit of fun with the guys and their tyre pressures. Sweeney has got a Blue Mosquito very close to him. I've just seen. In fact, he's got a Blue Mosquito past him. Sweeney has been off the track again. That could be some big news. Where Flying Foam is on track, just up at turn 2, turn 3. Again, might well be in the pit window. Back gap 22 seconds. Taco to Blue Mosquito now. Taco leads by. Just see what Sweeney does. Is he going to pit? Does he have any damage there? Staying over to the left, so that, yeah, suggests he is in fact, yeah, coming into the pit. So let's see where he comes out. That's not what he would have wanted, that's a big loss of time. Flying Foam ahead of blue flag in the pits. Someone else off the pit with that blue flag at the back of the track as well. He's off, yes. It's incredibly treacherous out there. These guys are sliding off all over the place. Don't really have any battles on track at the minute, but let's see where Frome is. This might get interesting for the championship fight. Might not, but you know, we've got to push for these things. Talk them up as a commentator. You can't downplay the importance of events. And Sweeney's just been off the track, pitting and flying Frome. And Sweeney is coming out the pits now. They're going to have a bit of a blast down this pit lane. Are they going to be able to see each other? Not quite sure how much of a run you get coming out the pit lane here. There's Sweeney. And there's flying Frome right behind him, but not up to him. There he is, so he's about a second maybe behind. So all of a sudden that championship fight back on. It says as Frome has a little wiggle on coming out the turn 5. But that's actually the gap on track then. Just looking up front, unsafe release. He's got Duo Finn coming up right behind him now. That's nice. I'm just having a think about this one. I'm guessing, depending on how long Sweeney was in the pits repairing damage, these guys might actually be in the battle for net third. I think Sweeney possibly is. Frome, but because I think he was only a couple of seconds behind Blue Mosquito when he pitted, but if he put a few seconds of damage repair on as well, then when these guys pit, they could well be in that scrap. So Ponish Town is coming the pits along with Cablo. I wonder what the pit strategy is, because the tyres shouldn't be too bad in terms of wear in this, so presumably if you're happy with them, just stick with them for as long as you can. Not sure how much benefit, well, we'll see, we don't know how much benefit there is of coming in at the halfway point. Usually the last guys pit around the halfway point, so if you're happy with what's going on, don't bother changing. Frome has jumped Ponish Town by, looks like quite a long way actually in the pits, because he was behind him earlier on. See that early pit stop and a few bits of battling. Some slides and so forth. He's miles ahead of him. Like a bit of a slide from unsafe release there. He's caught it nicely. Mosquito pits. Interesting if he comes out. Taco is a long way up the road. A long way up the road. There's a lovely drive from him. So again, apologies that we're not seeing much of you. Down out the pits and has apparently not changed his tyres, I guess, because it says he hasn't had his mandatory stop. It tells me Ponish Town hasn't had his mandatory stop. So that's Sweeney coming round, whatever that is, 10, 13. Yeah, into 14. Gap with Frome's 2.5 seconds. Blue Mosquito is currently coming out the pits, is he? He is now. Sweeney's probably going to get Blue Mosquito way back. That's going to be close as they come down the main straight. It's going to be very close indeed. Sweeney is on the outside. How much is Blue Mosquito going to leave in? He's not. Got a good battle going on there, but up. For what is at the minute is a gross second. I don't know where it stands on the net battle. Duo Finn has in fact got past unsafe release. So Duo Finn moves up into second place as it stands in this race. Taco a long way up the road though. Let's go and watch this battle with Sweeney, Blue Mosquito, Frome as these guys. We've seen a lot of each other so far this race. There we go. That's 30 minutes gone, 30 minutes left. We've had 16 laps. Taco had led pretty much all of them. He didn't qualify on pole, but I think he took the lead at turn 2, first main turn. Hasn't really looked back. These are just his conditions. Duo Finn then pits. Work out again. I think Sweeney's probably going to get past him quite comfortably, actually. But he's had a great race so far, Duo. We'll see how the second half of his race goes. Back to Taco. He just cruises on his merry way. Yep, Sweeney and Duo's coming out the pits now. And we've got a stop-go penalty. Oh, for Duo Finn. Oh, that's a disaster for him. He's had such a good race. He's just taken, I don't know if he'll either switched up gear or just taken the pit limiter off just a little bit too early. And picked up a 30-second stop-go. That's 30 seconds, that's harsh. That's so unfortunate. He's had such a good race. He's driving solidly. He's in. That would actually be a net 5th. I presume that he'd get unsafe release. Oh, it was better than unsafe release, wasn't he? Presumably he'd be there or thereabouts on the pits, but yeah, that's a shame. Big shame for him. Taco pits then from the lead. He's going to come out comfortably ahead of Sweeney, who's halfway around the track still, so and he's got Blue Mosquito for company as they come up the hill. It's very dark at that part of the track. He's looking so wet up there. That's not where I'd be trying to go around the outside. Maybe that's why I'm in the commentary box and not on the track, but these guys going at it. Oh, Sweeney has a moment. Blue Mosquito. Oh, I thought he was going to have a look up the inside, but not this time. It is getting dark now. Rain, dark. These guys will be getting tired, and we've still got 27 minutes of this race to go. Look at that lead that Taco's got. He's miles ahead. He's absolutely miles ahead. He's finished the first sector as these guys cross the line. So through all of that, somehow, your leader is Taco, Sweeney is second, Blue Mosquito third, and Flying Frome fourth. He was struggling earlier on. He's got himself right back in this. I say the gap in the championship was 5 points, it's now 7 as it stands, so he's definitely going to want to try and get a push on, get ahead of Sweeney or force a mistake or something, because he doesn't want to be losing points going into the last race. He'll obviously, ideally he'd want to be level or ahead, but if he can get ahead and even just be 4 points ahead of him, gives much more of a chance. 2 hours around Spa, that's a lot of time for someone like Sweeney to make up for any incidents that happen. It's incredibly dark. Taco's going round the final turn. These guys. Sweeney seems like he struggles just coming out the hairpin. Maybe that's just the lines they take. Blue Mosquito just goes to the right a bit more than Sweeney coming off that corner. looked a bit like that last lap as well. So blue flag's got Steph behind him. It's a long way back. He's battling with unsafe release, so I'm not sure what's happening in the pits for him. Got to this front three. Sweeney, Blue Mosquito, Flying Foam, battling it out for 2 of the 3 podium places. The other one is, well, we'll see in a minute, he's a long way up the track. Tell us 36 seconds. Taco leads by. It's dominant, it's fantastic to watch. It's just a shame we're not watching it, because there's nothing to watch. It's just a man driving very fast on the track on his own. We're going to watch this battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, it tells me it's still thunder and lightning. Don't see much of it, but I'm guessing that's the PlayStation's graphics for it. Flying Foam getting very close to Blue Mosquito now as well. That one looks like a mistake from Sweeney, but again, Mosquito can't make it count. He's looking fantastically dark. There is just half a second or so between these guys. An unsafe release is coming up behind them as well. So Sweeney looks like he's struggling a bit again. Yeah, unsafe release 1.5 seconds back now. So again, much as last week, Sweeney's going to be on the defensive. If he can get himself sorted in the second half of this race, can he stay in that position? Is he going to lose out? So, like I say, he's got 3 guys behind him now. I think they're all going to be interested in that position. Trip possibly as well, depending on what kind of pace he can put in. 6 seconds back, he's not out of this yet. 97, that's Joe Finn, he's coming in to serve his stop-go penalty. Shame for him, he's had a good race. Through the S's comes Sweeney. There's Blue Mosquito, Frome, and unsafe release closing in every lap. Definitely starting to get to the point where I can't see much, so I don't know how you guys are doing it in the cars. Look at that. Looks fantastic. One day I'm going to read what Blue Mosquito is doing there, because every time he looks like he's about to send it and he doesn't. He must be desperate too though. His unsafe release has closed right up, so this Duo Finn's stop go is cleared. Yeah, Bonage Town, he's just not going to bother. Says he's not done his mandatory stop. He might just take the long penalty for it. Through the rain and the dark comes Sweeney. 2nd place currently. Good position for him in the championship. This will extend his lead up to 7 points. Just make it that bit more difficult for Frome to come at him at Spa. Still got a third of this race to go. The 10 laps of this. Can Sweeney hold these guys off for 10 laps? Is he holding them off? Does he just have the pace as it is? They're all just driving the same speed. Really lot else track battle wise. So that's Duo Finn just getting close to Ponish Town down the bottom there. Oh no, he's just getting lapped by somebody anyway. Oh, is that Taco? Yeah. Just driving on his own. Loving life. Yeah, unsafe release now is right behind Flying Frome. The gap between Sweeney and Blue Mosquito's just opened up a bit this lap, and that again, it looks, just doesn't look comfy going around that left-hander. The gaps have just all opened up a bit now. The tricky conditions still there. Yeah, Trit isn't really closing up on this battle as much as he would probably need to making a nuisance of himself. Oh, that's a bit further back. So notice prototype Steph has got, well, he did have blue flag right behind him, he's now got blue flag right in front of him. That's that Trit looks like he's overtaken Lee Cole. Yeah. So back up to the front. Watch Flying Frome in fourth. He's again just fallen off the back of Mosquito for a minute. Oh, that didn't look particularly assured. Got unsafe release looking interested behind him now. They've all just rather settled away from each other. Yeah, that gap between Frome and Blue Mosquito, that was a big mistake then from Frome. Up the hill. As he's really fallen off Blue Mosquito. Track temperature still good, 23, considering it's night and raining. So a nice day in Kyalami. Assuming that's the town. Maybe we should read up about this track then, just while these guys have a bit of a scrap. Oh, there you go. So it's located in Midrand, Gauteng province in South Africa. The circuit name is My Home in Zulu. Midrand is pretty much in smack dab in the middle of South Africa, in case anyone was particularly interested in that. In case you weren't, it's something you knew that you'll never need again in the rest of your life. Just right now, Frome isn't interested in pointless facts, he's interested in a bit of grip and a bit of rhythm. That gap to Sweeney in the championship is, as it stands, 7 points. Just one unsafe release to get past him and make it 8. Through the S's, seems like he's struggling. It seemed like he lost a lot of time last lap, and he looks like he lost a bit again. The issue is whether he can't quite either get the car in or get the car out, but that car 94 is Lee Cole, who's gone off at the top of the hill. And he's back on now. See, Sweeney's got Blue Mosquito just running a bit wide behind him. Flying Frome and unsafe release are really going at it. either of them have anything down to turn 2. That's turn 1 there, that little right hand kink. Can't really see it much from this angle. Taco on track. Oh, it's a long way ahead. It's not up to lapping distance. Sadly, it would have been nice. His unsafe release is practically pushing Frome around the track. It's a brave place to try and move. Sensibly doesn't. This is the bit of track where Frome was struggled the last couple of laps. It's the little left-hand downhill in the S and then back to your right. Can he get any kind of drive? Again, doesn't look like it. Unsafe release really goes for it. Took a bit of a risk, I think. And leaves one in there a bit on the brakes, and that's just he's going to run wide, lose a bit of time there, I expect. Frome's not enjoying this stage of the race. He's dropped back now from Blue Mosquito. He's 7 seconds back. I think he had a bump. You think we'd have seen that? Safe release around the outside then. And is he going to make it? That's a amazing move. He can go for it, and then into this right-hander at 14. Side by side, a little bit of contact. Keeping it in. I'm not so sure if I'd be keeping that place, but safe release will probably keep it. A lot of effort. I don't think I'll be giving that one back up. Either the way Frome's pace is, he'll probably struggle to give that pace back up. He just doesn't seem to have it at this part of the race. It's Trick then up behind him. That 8-point deficit soon to become 9, I think. Saying before whether it was Sweeney was the issue. He seems to have found his pace. Blue Mosquito's found his pace. Flying Frome has not. Tricked. Coming up behind him. I just noticed Ponage Town has done his mandatory stop. So that's everyone that's done it. Hill we go. Mosquito's getting closer. Steph's off the track by the look of it. No harm, no foul there. He's just a bit on his own. This was where unsafe release got that lovely miss. 2.5 seconds already, that gap. It was a bit of a matter of when rather than if. Further up then, see how Sweeney's get on with Blue Mosquito, but looks fairly calm. That Lee Cole just coming out the pits, yeah. Frome with Tripp behind him still. Weather still says it's heavy rain with lightning. Certainly see the rain. I'm sure these guys can feel it as well. Towards the S's then. Frome get a decent run. So Trick going to be looking to take advantage. Oh, I thought he'd left one in there, he didn't. Frome runs wide. Trick does get through. That just put Frome off a little bit or not, but Trick gets through and Frome drops down to 6th. 10 minutes left in this race. Further up the field, these guys, looks like that duo Finn, they're just coming up to lap. Yeah. Sweeney, Mosquito. Look off Frome. Yeah, he's too far back. How do we win 7-1 then? So looks like the main battle is going to be these two. That's interesting, just sort of thinking back to the start of the race, we had a big battle with Ponage Town holding people up early on, like it was going to set the tone for the race. Trit and Tocco had driven off into the distance to start with, but I think Sweeney got through, he was making a move, and since then Tocco's rather just shown his class. He's half a minute rather, if not half a second. Not been half a second ahead of the field for a long time, he's half a minute ahead. Seemed like he pulled a bit of a move on the pits, but if that's affecting him now, that's why he's struggling so much. He's dropping back, and it's all good news for Sweeney in the driver's title after this race. Second, we've taken 19 points. Frome down in 6th, we'll be taking 15. And that lead goes from 5 to 9 as it stands. Big gap to overcome as well, that. I think Sweeney's probably won more races. I'll just check the standings. I suspect that means Frome will have to finish 10 places ahead of him. Check the old points. Well, amazingly, Sweeney's only won one race. A number of second places, and he's going to have another one tonight by the look of it. Mosquito can do something about it. In fact, Flying Frome has 3 wins. Tocco is going to pick up his 3rd win of the season. Oh, sorry, I can't add up 2 wins. Yeah. Just for excuse reasons, on the standings table, the 20 that Frome picked up last week included his pole position point as well. It's not just that I can't add up to either 2 or 3. There is a reason why that happened. It's my excuse, and I am sticking to it. Out on track, it's rather as you were. The gaps are all sort of spread out now. A particularly large gap is at the front. Tocco, see, he's round turn 5. That's his closest competitors around in the last corner. Amazingly, Duo Finn has some pace there again, because he was. Well, he's just in front of these guys. You'd think he'd be getting lapped soon, but he's not. He's holding on. I said he had decent pace earlier. That stop-go was unfortunate. He had a good race, other than that. It's like Trit is catching up to unsafe release. Blimey, that gap from Frome up to where Blue Mosquito is now. Where he was right up behind him, was half a second behind him. Now, nearly 15 seconds back. He's in a real real stinker of a second half of this race as Frome. Let's just go back up front then with Sweeney and Blue Mosquito. Getting very close again. 5 minutes of this race to go then. Where is our race leader? It looks like he's about to go around the last corner. I'm guessing that will be 3 more laps to go. I think they're doing slower than 220s. I'm sure Sweeney's going to love this. He's watching it back. You've got plenty of airtime tonight. This one, he's just sort of always had Blue Mosquito at arm's length. He's not really been able to look at forcing one in there. As we come down to the last 3 laps for these guys, wonder. Going to try and take an opportunity. There's a decent gap behind them. It wouldn't hurt to have a go. If it doesn't come off, you should still come in third. Is that the sort of move he wants to try and put on the championship leader? Dare I say, champion-elect. I almost feel like not put too much pressure, but barring any connection issues next week, I'd be surprised if we're not crowning Sweeney champion. Other than a bit of a shocker at the Hungaroring, he's just not dropped 10 points, so I'm not quite sure how Frome would be intending on taking that. You can never say never. At the minute he's certainly looking strong for holding on to that crown that he won the Nürburgring last season. I believe by a point. I think he took it in the end last season, did Sweeney? Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to go through what happened last year at Kyalami. This was in fact the opening race of Assetto Corsa with FTRL. This is where it all started. This is the 16th race that we've had. And it was in fact the first. The winner that night was Mighty Iggy. He's still in the chat or not, but that was obviously a nice win for him. Won the first 2 races in fact that season. Second place that day was Blue Flag. Sweeney been in 5th. And the man chasing him down now also was on the podium that night. Mosquito taking 3rd place last season. Seeming like he's going to take 3rd place this season as well. Well up the order for the hairpin. Taco leads by 35 seconds. Oh, just looking back, Frome's gone off, had an issue, so he's fallen further back from Tritt. Saw that move happen earlier anyway. Oh, it was at the hairpin, wasn't it? Ah, hello Iggy. There is someone still out there enjoying the end of this race.
Leaders on final lap now.
Ah, there it is. Taco takes the... I'm not quite sure what colour it is. Is it the white flag they tend to wave, I think, for the last lap? We're certainly going to have plenty of time to watch him cross the line and then come back to these guys, because he's a long way ahead. He's basically a sector ahead. Dominant. FTRL Rainmeister. Yep. Mosquito's just not had a chance. I don't think I've actually seen him. We've been on board with these guys a lot as they're the closest on track. Ah, thank you very much. Much appreciated. That's about as close a move, I think, as the Blue Mosquito's had a look at him. Keep an eye on Taco then. As he's up at the final hairpin. The hairpin for the last time anyway. These guys still a long way back. Blue Mosquito getting closer, but I'm not sure where he'll be seeing his opportunity next to have a look. So just keep an eye on Taco. We don't want to miss him crossing the line, but is Blue Mosquito going to send one at exactly the time that we don't want him to? He's going to have a look around up the hill towards the hairpin. Taco is about to go across the final turn. Sweeney goes wide, Blue Mosquito keeps it neat in, does he? No, not quite. Let's just go to the front as Taco crosses the line to take the win. Absolutely dominant win from our Rainmeister. Sweeney then pulls the gap on Blue Mosquito, so we didn't miss anything as we went away to see our race winner, who deservedly we saw crossing the line. It'd be a shame to at least miss him crossing the line, winning by that much. Shows his class in the rain again. Sweeney pretty much now, well, I'd say one hand, perhaps 1.5 hands on the title. Comes home for second place, barring any moments on this last corner, but there isn't anything as he looks confident. Blue Mosquito third again at Kyalami. Step of the podium is where he likes to be. Safe release. So excellent fourth place. Trip fifth. Blue flag sixth, a Frome. Who I've missed that one happening. It's just been falling back. Not just Trip, but Blue flag's got past him as well. So it's an absolute disaster for his championship standings, as he only picks up 14 points from this race. Sweeney with 19, I think that's right, yes. So a 5-point difference between the two title leaders. That makes it a 10-point fight. That means Frome, unless there's any difference in the points, I've not heard anything, Frome will have to win, take pole, and hope Sweeney is 10th or less. As Lee Cole, I think, is going to round out our finish. Oh, we got Lee Cole, yes, we'll round out our finishers. Mr. Grumpy finished in the pits a while ago. So while we're there, let's go and see Taco. Where's Taco? Just driving around? Yeah, there we go. Let's just enjoy how he does it. He's just having so much fun, he doesn't want to stop. So thank you for bearing with anyway, Iggy, tonight with the technical issues in quali. Unfortunately we missed that, but at least we got to see all the race, as PSN must have sorted itself out. And congratulations to Taco for an absolutely dominant win. 36 seconds in the end, over 32 laps. So you couldn't want much more than that. But it is only worth one more point than Sweeney got. So unfortunately it won't bring him into the championship fight too much, although he may have moved up into second place now, following Frome's disaster. But we'll see how that pans out. Until then, we'll just drop back to our front screen and say we'll see you next week for the final round at Spa. There's a few battles going on. Taco and Frome then, I think, for second in the championship. Sweeney looks fairly comfy for that title, but you never know. So join us next week at Spa. Until then, thank you and good night.